vibration. I say, why is this important? The answer is this: the first programs that come in, learned programs, are reading the emotions and character of the mother. I say, why is that important? Because her emotions determine the health of the world for that fetus. If it's a wonderful supporting world, then she sends all the nourishment and good news. Life is the most beautiful thing. Develop wonderfully because you're going to enjoy this. Or if she's threatened about her survival, the job, the future, the money, the support, then all of a sudden there's a stress hormone going in. I go, well, the stress hormones affect the human, but they also affect the fetus in the exact same way. And the relevance is it changes the pattern of behavior. And I say these are programs. The fetus has to learn the programs, and it starts then. And then when you're born, your brain for 7 years is not functioning at the vibration of consciousness. They go, vibration. I go, yes, put wires on a person's head. It's called electroencephalograph. You're reading the brain vibrations of consciousness. I go, when you put those wires on a child under 7, it's not vibrating at the level of consciousness. It's just below consciousness. It's vibrating at something called theta. And I say, well, what is theta? It's characterized as imagination. Point, let's have a tea party. We pour nothing into the cup. We drink the nothing and talk about how wonderful the tea was, okay? Theta. The broom is not a broom. The broom is a horse. Theta. Now comes the most important insight for us as adults. Theta is hypnosis. I go, what do you mean? I say, how did you get programs to put in the computer? The answer is you have to observe your mother, your father, your siblings, and your community. And I say, but in theta, you're not only observing them, you're downloading their behavior. Why? Well, you're going to be part of a family. You're going to be part of a community. You got to know the rules. And an infant cannot read a book and it cannot go to school. And I say, well, then how it learns the rules? I say, theta. It just watches and downloads, watches the behavior. And I go, so why is that relevant? And I go, because the programs that you are putting into your computer, the behavioral programs to be a member of a family and to be a member of a community, didn't come from you. It came from other people. And if their programs are not fully supportive, well, that doesn't make any difference because you're going to operate from the program. And so the point about it is this: your wishes and desires may never have been part of the program you downloaded from other people. And I go, so, okay, wait, that's in the subconscious program. That's what 7 years is all about. And then I go, but after 7, I become conscious. I can type on the keyboard and put my data into the computer and put my wishes and things I want. And I go, that's great. Problem. That's the conscious mind that is then engaging the program in the subconscious. But the conscious mind not only is conscious of where we are and what's going on, but the conscious mind can think. So I ask all of you right now, I mean, just say, hey, if it's not in front of you, what are you doing on Friday? And the reason why I just bring that up is simply, if it's not in front of you, but I know you can give me the answer, but it's not in front of you, where did you get the answer from? You went thinking. I said, oh, so for a moment, you had to go into your head, stop paying attention to what's going on out here, and you went in your head to think. I go, yes, the moment you're thinking, the conscious brain connected to your personal identity, your spirituality, the creative brain that has imagination and can manifest life, the conscious brain that is you can either look out the eyes and be part of the world, or it can think. And when it thinks, it looks inwards. Your thought was not out here, it was in. So I say, so what? And I go, well, then when you're thinking, you're not paying attention. I go, yeah. Well, what if you're driving the car and you have a thought? I go, the subconscious is called autopilot. When you are thinking, your behavior is now controlled by your subconscious program. I go, yeah, but I didn't put that program in there. I got that from my father or my mother. And so when I am thinking, I'm playing their program. And I go, yeah. And I say, and most of the programs we've been downloaded with, 70% are programs that are disempowering, self-sabotaging, and limiting beliefs. These are 70% of the downloads. So I say, okay, how much time am I spending thinking? Oh my God, get ready for this. Science has recognized the answer to that question is 95% of the day. 95% of the day you are thinking about what you're doing, why you're doing it, where you're going, what's happening next week, what happened last week. It's going in and in and in and in. I go, then that means only 5% of the day are you creating the life you want. And quantum physics says that life is coming from our experiences. We're creating it. I go, yeah, you're creating 5% to what you want, and 95% you're playing the program. And this story, which I've told for 30 years, still pending, waiting for a better one, so I'm using it again, is you have a friend, you know your friend's behavior very well, and you happen to know your friend's parent. And one day you see your friend has the exact same behavior as their parents, so you go like, hey, Bill, you're just like your dad. Back away from Bill. The first thing Bill is going to tell you right off is, how can you compare me to my dad? I'm nothing like my dad, blah, 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 blah. And everyone has familiarity with it. And I said, you want the most profound story of the morning right here? I'll tell you what the profound story is. And that is, we are all Bill. I go, what does that mean? Bill plays his father's programs when he's thinking, but he himself, while thinking, does not observe those programs. And so when someone says you're just like your dad, in his mind, no, I'm not. But the fact was, when he was thinking, he was his dad. He played exactly the programs that his dad downloaded into him, or his mom, or his brother or sister or community. And I go, why is that relevant? 95% of the day, your life is not coming from your wishes and desires. It's coming from your program. I go, yeah, but the program is passed from generation to generation. I go, exactly. And I go, why is it relevant? Because even the parents don't know they're passing the program, because when they're playing their program, they were playing it because they were thinking. And I say, oh my God. I go, give you a simple fundamental how explosive this is. If you want to understand how explosive it is, this. There is no gene that causes cancer. Cancer is a consequence of a lifestyle. A gene is correlated with cancer, but doesn't cause cancer. So Angelina Jolie, believing that she's going to be susceptible to the breast cancer that killed her mother and her grandmother, undergoes a double mastectomy with the vision of, well, if I don't have breast, I'm not going to get breast cancer. And I go, wow, that's a radical treatment. Anyway, that doesn't stop it, because it will just go to ovarian cancer. That's the next one anyway. But here was the point. 50% of the women that carry the gene never get the cancer. I said, well, that's an important point. Why? Possession of the gene does not cause cancer. It's the possession of the gene in a lifestyle that is not in harmony that will elicit a cancer. And if you change that lifestyle, you can make a cancer go into remission. And basically, we have what? Been programmed with a belief, programmed, that genes control your life. It's a false program. Genes don't have an ability to control. Genes are blueprints. Genes are blueprints to make the proteins, which are the building blocks of this physical reality. And I go, why is it relevant? I say, it's a blueprint. And I say, well, yeah, but go into an architect's office and she's working on a blueprint. Lean over her shoulder and I go, hey, is your blueprint on or off? And she would look at you like, what are you talking about? It's a blueprint. There's no on and off. A gene is a blueprint.